Hey gang, East Coast Lumberjack. I know it's been a week or so since I chatted with you since we got back from BC, but I'm here splitting out some wood. I got a few ash logs. I brought 17 logs home of ash. Here's what we've gotten out of it so far. So it's beautiful. It's beautiful stuff. It's splitting nice. So it's a good morning here at the East Coast Lumberjack Ranch in Keswick Ridge. But we had talked before about splitting out big wood and about how when you try to split down the grain, it'll travel. And there was a lot of good comments on that YouTube I posted. And there were some comments saying that because there was so much wood on one part of your pie shape, it was actually traveling to the outside because the big wood was causing that to happen. So there's a few good suggestions. One was to use a froe, and I want to show you I put a handle in my froe. So here it is. Looks pretty snazzy. I'm going to clean it up a little bit on the machines in the shop. Got some new machines too. We'll do a video here in a week or two about the new machines in the shop. Or at least they're new to me, but they work some flipping nice. So this is a froe, and I've wedged it. So anyways, I said I might as well do this video up because I've got a big block here right now. Okay, so this block was about 17 inches around. And I've split it out, and wouldn't you know it, there's look at this right here. So here's you can see how this here is split. So what I did, I split a pie shape out up top here. So here's my big pie shape, and then I did what I normally do: set the axe in, or the wedge in about 2 inches, and try to split it down. And look what's happened here to it. I'll just open it up for you so you can see, because this is a great example of what we've been talking about. So you can see there's a lot of wood here. There's about 5 inches of wood on this side, and there's only about 2 inches of wood here. And when I started splitting that, look what happened. I'm just going to do it so you can see. Okay, so it started traveling cross grain, just like I say. Why does that happen? Drove me nuts. If I keep splitting it, of course, that's what's going to happen. So that bolt is ruined. As you can see, it traveled right out. So that bolt's a goner. And it was the first one that's done that. And I'll tell you why, is because you can never be too old to learn. Okay, one thing I want to say, you're never too old a duck to learn a trick or two. So I want to thank Wasta Workshops down in Iowa, I'm pretty sure. Chris down there, anyways, he had some good advice. He said, and someone else, I can't remember now who the other person was, but they said, split off your inside wood first, and it'll split right straight. And I thought, I want to try that and see if it works. So I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to demo it here right now because it works. It works great. So word to the wise, if you have a block like this here, and it is splitting across grain, this is what we're going to do. So I'll set you back here a little bit so you can see it. Hopefully pretty good. I'll set it up this way so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so you won't see my mug, but you'll see what I'm doing. So, pretty excited to see this work. I've been messing with this for years. Can't figure out how it goes, but it's working now. So, I'm going to split off this next pie-shaped piece. And again, it's a pretty big block. Okay, so there's our pie shape piece. Okay, so everybody can see this. There's our pie shape piece. So we're going to do what the boys told us to do. They said take off your inside wood first. So I'm going to go just wide enough on this that I get 2 pieces of wood from it. Okay, so it thins out a little bit. So anyways, I'm going to take off this inside triangle first. So this was the advice. Get rid of all this weight on the inside. So that's gone. Okay, you can see that's gone now. So I'm going to come in there, my 2 inches that I wanted for a nice handle wood, and I'm going to split this off, and look what happens. Every single time the old East Coast Lumberjack is a happy camper. Okay, so it works. Taking off that inside piece, and then it'll come straight down your grain. Look at that, follows just beautifully down that grain. So in actual fact, it's traveled out a little bit, but to the inside. So it's done exactly what we said it would do. So anyways, that works. So that little trick, taking off the inside wood first, works. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to split this off again, and I'm going to try to use the furrow. Because the other thing they said is use the furrow, and then bend your handle one way or the other to get to correct when it starts splitting out. So now the only problem is with my furrow is I haven't made my club yet, my wooden mallet to beat that thing with. So I'm going to have to use them all, but I'll take it gently and see if we can split that out. So we're going to try the furrow next. So this works. This one here works great. Keeps the traveling across the grain from happening. So great advice on that one. Now let's try our furrow. And again, I know I'm new to all this stuff, but some of these guys have been doing this for ages, right? They've been doing it forever. And they know a thing or two about splitting wood out. So here's the two inside pieces. They're a little crooked. You can see they don't follow very straight. So, yeah, firewood. Firewood, why mess around with that? And of course, it's not as important right now because, of course, I got a lot of wood laying here in the trailer, so usually I'm sweating for wood. So let's try this one now. Okay, so here's our next pie shape. Okay, so there it is. Now, we'll hold it there. And now we're going to try our furrow. So we're going to set the furrow in here. Add it right on 2 inches. Okay, so this is my first time using the furrow. Okay, so now it is traveling. So it's traveling now, you can see right here. It's traveling to the outside, which I don't want. So I'm going to turn my handle. They say turn your handle in the way so that it spins the blade in the direction you want it to go. Hey, look at that. And it brought it around. Hey, I'm impressed. Look at this. It's bringing it around. I'm going to keep doing that right to the bottom. Bring it down here a little bit lower so you can see it split out the rest of the way. So I'm going to keep putting pressure towards the outside of the stick, like this. Okay. So, not perfect. Okay. So it's not perfect, but it's pretty darn good. It actually saved that piece of wood. Look at that. So it traveled out, it traveled across, maybe 4 grains or so, but it did salvage the wood. It actually made it pretty darn straight. So the furrow works too. Now I'll try this 2 more times because, again, you know, maybe just a fluke the first time. So we're going to try it a couple more times if I can straighten you out here. My new tripod doohickey here. New technology for the old firm. Okay, so we're going to try this again. We're going to do 2 more using the furrow. So there's that one. Salvage that piece. I'm happy. Right on. So now we've got 2 more pieces here. 2 more pie shapes. I can get them knocked out. Just takes 2 seconds. Beautiful spring day here in New Brunswick. Plus 17 degrees at the time. There we go. Okay. Now something else I can show you too. Kind of neat to see. So this is why when you're growing a tree on your back 40, even if it's crooked, even if it's got some branches on it and stuff, trim your branches, like prune your branches off along that first 16-foot butt log, and then let it grow. Because look at this. If you look up here, You can see when this tree was little. Look at this. Look at the sweep in this log. Little knot there. So when that was a small tree, it was ugly. It was an ugly tree, but look at the outside of it now. Nice and straight. So as I keep putting wood on, again, if it's really small, you're going to cover that up. Remember, I always say bark doesn't lie. So when you get an injury out here in your later cambium, you will see it in the bark. But this stuff here, like even this knot, you can't see anything out here now because, of course, the tree was, what, 10 years old there? And now it's grown another 60 years. So it's taken out that crook, it's taken out the knot, everything in this outside wood here is nice and clean. All right, so great. That's actually good news. So let's try the froe again here. I'll put you where you can see the froe working. Okay, here we go. So that was fairly impressive. The first time, let's see if it'll bring it right again. A lot of stuff to hang on to. Okay. So we're going to do the same thing. Put the froe on here at 2 inches. And I'm going to start putting it at an angle right off the bat. And see if maybe it won't split. No, it's starting to come across. See here? It's starting to come across already. Right here. So, we're going to really have to crank on her and see if it'll bring it right. No, sir. No, it didn't. Okay, that's too bad. So, as you can tell here, it's pretty obvious, right? It's pretty obvious. It's traveling across grain, going right up the outside of the bark. Terrible there, so that the froe didn't work that time. So 50% right now with the froe. So in our last piece, this is one for the burn pile, unfortunately. Our last piece, we're going to do the same thing again. Okay, so we're going to try the busting off the inside piece. And you can again see the change in the tree. It was pretty crooked when it was little. So we're going to take off this inside piece. Right here. I'm going to go right along that heartwood. You see the dark heartwood here? There, so that's off now. And that went beautifully straight down the grain. Remember, these pieces were side by each, right? They're side by side on this log. So one with that froe split crooked. Now let's see where this one will go. 2 inches, right about there. There it is. Look at that. Right down the grain. Okay, so I'm a firm believer now in splitting off the weighty wood to the inside. The froe worked on one. It didn't bring around the second one. I'm disappointed in that. Maybe I need to have a setup similar to what they use. The last time I saw a video on a froe, it was inside a woodworking shop, and they had a little, like a sawhorse rigged up to actually hold the wood and then pound the froe down. And also, I don't have my wooden mallet yet. I'm just using the maul. So what does work, if you have wood that's traveling across the grain, tip from the East Coast Lumberjack that he got from 2 other sharp lads that were watching these videos. Take off the weighty inside wood first. It'll split straight down the grain. And it works great. So thanks a lot, guys. More advice from the East Coast Lumberjack. Other good stuff coming up. If you haven't subscribed yet, be sure you subscribe to my channel. See you guys.